And this is when I want to show you how to make it easy bean burger using pinto beans. That's someone I normally buy the plant. So I normally buy the ones at the store. I realize they're getting so expensive and there's so many preservatives. So in this recipe, I'm going to show you like an easy, cheap way to make it your own. You're going to get more. You're going to save on some money and also save on all like the preservatives they have in it. But hey, let's go. So to get started with this recipe, you're gonna need some beans. Now, I soak some beans for 24 hours. Now, I'm someone I prefer to use the dried beans after the soak, but if you in a pinch, you can use the can as well. So you want to soak it for a bit, and then you want to drain, and you want to also want to wash your beans. Even if you're using the can one, you still want to rinse all the preservative. Rinsing it also helps reduce all of the gas effect of it. So here, I already had the water going. So you're just going to boil it. No exact measurement. And also, if you're using the canned beans, you already know you can skip this step. Now, if you're boiling, I'm going to add some bay leaves to this. And I'm also going to add 1 teaspoon of cumin. That part, again, it helps reduce the gas in addition to adding some flavor. I also added some olive oil. Now, while this is boiling in the pan, you're going to add some garlic. I'm going to add some onions. I'm using red onions as well. If you can get some sweet onions, go with that. I added some maple syrup. The maple syrup is going to add like some sweetness to this bean. You can use brown sugar if you don't have maple syrup. And here I just sauteed at high heat for a bit, just enough so the onion and the garlic, the caramelize, and you want to rest that aside. So here the beans has been cooking for 30 minutes. It's nice and soft. So you're just basically gonna check it. You don't want it to be too mushy because you're gonna bake this. So you just want it to be the nice consistency. So after we're gonna season our beans. So here I just added 5 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. The reason for this now is for the seasoning to stick, but you also want the bean to actually have to be moist enough not to be too dry. So you're adding some fat. So I have some ginger, some sweet smoked Spanish paprika. I'm gonna add some cumin and coriander. Again, just to add like healthy, nice, flavorful seasoning. So here I have some black pepper that's optional, some fennel seed. The fennel seed is another thing I've fallen in love with. It's so fresh and again helps with gas. I'm gonna add in our onion and garlic mixture. I'm gonna make sure you have that all in there after that sat down. But again, it's adding like some sweetness in addition to the earthy flavor that the other ingredients are adding. Added some Himalayan salt as well. You can add as much as you like. That's your preference. So here we're just mushing the beans. So you want it to be mushy enough to make the patty, but like you still want to keep some beans in it. At least that's my preference. But you don't want to mush it as if you're doing refried beans. Not too mushy. So here, like it's done. I added 2 eggs. The eggs just add additional protein, but more importantly, it serves as a binder. So if you want to keep this vegan, you can go with chia seeds as well. Here I'm adding some breadcrumbs, and to keep it gluten free, I've used like walnuts in the past, it's like grounded walnuts. So that's up to you. But here I'm just using standard panko breadcrumbs. And then I'm gonna add 3 tablespoons of flax seeds. And then flaxseed adds some more fiber to this, and it serves as a binder. It absorbs the water. So I'm just gonna let this sit for a few minutes. So I let it sit for 15 minutes while I preheated the oven. So here with a large spoon, I'm just gonna be making the patty. So I wash my hands. If you want to use a glove, go ahead. But I found for me it's easier because I have big hands. But you just want to roll it into a ball and then flatten it. You can make the patties as big as you want. I'm trying to get a few out of this, so I just use 1 big spoon. And then if you see it's too moist, you can add a bit more flaxseed or you can add a bit more panko to this. So you're just gonna roll it here, have your patty. So I was able to get 12 of this, and you don't want to overcrowd it. You want enough space so you can flip it. I baked these at 400 degrees for 35 minutes, and then within the first 15 minutes, I flipped them. So here you can see it's nicely done. I actually have 2 that actually broke. I didn't flip it correctly, but yeah, for the first part, you want to cook it for 15 minutes, and then you want to spray it. So I just used some canned canola spray. As you can see, this is like nicely done, ready to go. And now for our taste test, I'm just going to use one of the broken ones. so good, so fresh. Now it's still a bit dry, but that's something that's very common among bean burgers. So like if that's something that's if you're not used to like eating bean burgers, something to be mindful for. But it's still good enough moist enough with the olive oil they added. So like if it's not moist, and therefore you can always add more olive oil to it. But then like the smoked paprika and everything else is just so good. Now I didn't add a lot of salt, so that's something like when you're adding the salt, you need to be mindful on how you like. I don't like it too salty. I like to like let the seasoning does this thing where you can add more salt to it. But yeah, I was able to have some technical difficulties. But what I meant, I was able to get 12 patties. So this is great. You can store it up for about 2 weeks. At least that's how long I've done it for. So you could probably store it up longer than that, but it's great for meal prep. You can have these with buns, have these with like your rice, potatoes, basically like overall meal prep, so high in protein. But if you're looking for different methods to use it, like beans is so versatile. Like I've done different meatballs for this. So here I have a video where I've done it in the air fryer, and I'll also have a video where I've used some white navy beans and cooked some meatball in a pan. So I'll see you in these other videos.